Welcome to the EGL live cast tonight. Chris, Josh, and myself will review EGL 7 and announce the EGL 7 Squid Grip Most Valuable Players. We'll also talk about EGL at DreamHack and EGL 8 in Manchester. All that and more coming up here on EGL Live. Okay, here we are. The people on Twitch got to see us setting that up, and it was very sexy. Joining me, of course, I'm SmellyMoss. You can follow me on Twitter at SmellyMoss. I'm the head of media, EGL. Above me, or no, actually not above me, to my right is Mr. Chris Mellow Live Marsh, also known as Marshmallow. And, of course, we've got below us Mr. Joshua Del Nino Guzman, a.k.a. Loco.
I'm glad the name changed every time, Mike.
Del Nino. I think we should call it Del Nino from now on.
No, I said de Guzman Las Gonzalez.
Not even anyone near.
Do you know his middle name's Jesus?
No, it's not.
Jesus spelled Jesus, but Jesus.
No way.
Yeah, honestly.
That is amazing.
People would call me that if I was called that, honestly.
Jesus.
Nobody fucks with that Jesus. You need to do that a lot more. That is wicked.
EGL Jesus, there we go.
Yes. All right. Of course, we're going to be announcing a bunch of stuff. We got WonderKed in the chat asking, are we announcing anything new? We're going to announce the MVPs, Squid Grip, EGL 7 MVPs. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that's going to be happening at DreamHack and, of course, in Manchester. So you just have to listen and find out if we're going to announce anything new. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. All right. Let's talk about EGL 7. Of course, we ran an event August 3rd and 4th, no, 4th and 5th in the magnificent and luxurious resort city of Blackpool, England. The Vegas of Britain, they call it. It is absolutely a beautiful seaside town. No one could say a single bad thing about such a lovely place.
And no one did.
I think we add a lot to the local economy, personally. I don't know what you think.
No, I think we know what we do.
I think we bring an element of ethnic diversity to the local area that isn't previously present.
Over 10 nationalities. There you go. See?
That is. It's crazy how many. I mean, okay, first off, let's talk about, before we get into kind of the placements and how the tournaments went, let's first talk about the success of EGL kind of on an international spectrum. Of course, we are the European Gaming League. We've done the majority of our events in the UK, but obviously in relation to the fact that there's not very many major big prize money tournaments in the United States, we're now seeing a lot of American teams come over. In fact, we had 7 Americans and a Canadian over for EGL 7. Of course, let's forget about the Finns, the Spaniards, and the French.
Yeah, but you just said then, you said that there's not many major top prize tournaments in America for COD. I just had to ask Optic Merc what he thought of the difference between the American and the European land scenes now. And you know what he said? He thinks that Europe and EGL is a lot more fun. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
That's a cool review, I'd say.
Yeah. It was interesting to see their second time through because obviously they come over and they mean business and they treat it like business. And the first time it would have been interesting because a big part of kind of especially British teams in the way they play is banter. And you've got people screaming over top of the stations the entire time at each other, and a lot of name calling, a lot of very rude things are said. And Optic have already went through that. Then you had Fear come over this time, and it was there was a couple matches that I saw, especially in the early rounds, where it seemed like Fear maybe I know that you can't really hear it all the time, and they were saying that they couldn't really hear it, but you have to wonder if it kind of throws people off at all.
I think it gets in the way of some people, definitely. It's one of those things, I think there's some players who people refer to as like confidence players, where when it's going well for them, it kind of they get the wind in the sails, and it helps them play the game better. But I think those players are the players that are more affected when people are getting leery and stuff, because if it's going bad for them and they're used to getting they're used to getting pumped up, it gets them down more and more, I think. And there's a good number of examples, especially there's some top players who are like that. I think Josh, not Josh as in Loco, but Josh as in SK Josh, when things are going well, he likes to scream and shout and dance around everywhere. But when things are going badly, if people are saying stuff to him, then it makes things worse for him. I think T1 might be the same as well. He loves to give a bit of lip to the other team, and it's often quite funny. But then when things start going badly, you can see kind of his head drops a bit, and when the other team are rubbing him a bit more and kicking him while he's down, I think that affects his performance even more.
I don't think that it affects the Americans that much, purely because I don't think they understand our humour. So that's why when we asked them about whether they get affected by trash talk, they said they just don't understand. Either they can't understand the accent, or they can't understand what they're talking about. So they're kind of into it in a way.
I mean, you're talking about players who maybe get hurt. Their confidence is hurt when they get a lot of back chatter. You look at a player like Shane from Prophecy, and obviously Prophecy, before we really get into kind of the final standings, had a pretty atrocious tournament. And you listen to what Shane kind of says especially when he's on the main stage. It's pretty filthy.
He's a pretty filthy guy, to be honest, isn't he?
He's a filthy guy.
Yeah. Of course, Josh, you're saying about the guys of Optic, or Merkins in particular, said it's a fun atmosphere, and it is a lot of fun, and the banter can go both ways, and it is at the end of the day, just most people are not going to win money. They're there for fun. It's fun to give this back chat. It's just like Xbox Live, which some would say that's maybe a detriment to it, but it's actually pretty funny as long as
you have to be there to understand it, don't you? I think.
Yeah.
It's all lighthearted at the end of the day. Everyone shakes hands.
And they usually go out drinking afterwards, so of course it's fine.
They do. I think it's worth mentioning that we had our first attendance from Austria at this event.
Okay.
So there was an Austrian team. I think it was 100% Austrian, although there might have been one Dutch guy, something in the mix. But yeah, I think they had a reasonable tournament. They weren't exactly world beaters, but I had a good time every time I checked them out. They seemed to do quite well. So yeah, that was the first attendees from Austria, I think, at all.
So we're slowly growing and expanding into Europe. Now, obviously, EGL 6, small Swedish tournament. We went back to Blackpool for EGL 7. We're going on to Manchester, so we're not going to be in Blackpool for a little while. Let's just kind of talk about the ins and outs of Blackpool, because everyone always wonders why we hold it there, and of course we do it there because it works out very cheap for us to do it, and it's also very close to where you guys are based, which is very helpful.
Well, it's the ultimate place really for us, because Manchester, well, the location is actually outside of Trafford Centre, so it's 20 minutes away from the airport. Obviously great transport links via the train. Trafford Centre is...
Are we meant to be talking about Manchester or Blackpool? I'm confused.
But I was just
talking about Blackpool.
Talk about it. I was saying about Blackpool being close to you guys.
Oh, right. No, we've not.
Close. That's why I misunderstood. Yeah, obviously, they're both pretty close.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, but Manchester's obviously not quite on the same level as Blackpool.
That's the thing, I've heard strong rumours that Blackpool might become Britain's new capital, so...
Because of the EGL?
Well, mostly because of EGL, because we bring so much to the economy. People are thinking, house prices have gone up, everything really. It's crazy, yeah. Blackpool
FC is going to make another run for the Premier League.
Leeds are playing them in 27 minutes I'd like to throw out there. So, I'm kind of hoping we might wrap this up in the next 27 minutes. So MVPs.
That's it. See you. Good night. But yeah, back to Blackpool and just like kind of the venue and so on. I like it. I think it's the home of EGL, and a lot of people would scoff at that, but it is kind of a special place.
It's cozy. I think the atmosphere, it's open. It's an open atmosphere. It's cozy. Everyone knows what to expect now. And if you compare it to EGL 2, how we've come along in terms of the production, you kind of visually see the lifespan of EGL and how much has changed in the space of 18 months.
Oh yeah, and I mean that venue itself, it really shows how much it's changed.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one day we could maybe hope that the place might get slightly redecorated, but I don't want to throw that out there because people might turn up. If we do an EGL there in the future and complain because it hasn't been redecorated, we can't promise anything like that. But it's a pipe dream.
Maybe give the floor a good scrub and a paint job.
A proper paint job. We were promised that before the first event, so 3 events later, there's not a
floor.
Still the same polka dot bar.
The setup of the event itself, like one of the criticisms from EGL 5 was that we had some AV problems, which were my responsibility and I screwed up on, and then we just didn't really have any money, so the combination of those two things kind of let the event down from like what it looked like. But we were able to kind of scrape together a lot better AV setup for this one and kind of do a bit more for our money, really. So the event itself looked really good. We had a good size projection screen on the main stage. We had the same size screen for the mini stage. So the mini stage wasn't even that mini, which obviously I was trying to make up for, or make amends almost for EGL 5, but it looked pretty awesome in my opinion.
I thought it looked really good.
I thought it was my favorite part of the whole venue, to be honest. It just, it's like a feature stage on steroids compared to, the MLG ones, so I loved it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, that's what we have to strive to be better than, really, is MLG. Even though we are kind of, the way we organize our tournaments, like through the communities and so on, is a lot different.
Yeah.
It's still, at the end of the day, what we're going to be compared to, so we can't avoid that.
We had some fun as well with the cam. I love the new toy, the Kiss Cam.
The cam was awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
The cam thing was funny.
The funniest thing, I think the best bit was when, I think you missed this, Josh, but it just started following Gavin, as in Maverick, the Halo admin, and someone started playing the X-Files music because it was following him around the venue.
That was on Saturday night, Friday night.
Keeping high morale in the team as we were still setting up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, no, that was actually pretty funny. We were going to try to do stuff like that a bit more, but then as soon as you put any of those videos on YouTube, they'd get copyright notices and so it's basically pointless. Well, I guess people at home watching.
Yeah, but it amuses us temporarily, so.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that camera for us is really helpful because we don't have many crew because, well, everyone works for nothing basically, and it's hard to find people who can do things well who work for nothing. Like if you want to volunteer, support at egl.tv or reach us on Twitter. But that camera allows us to have multiple camera angles and check out the venue and so on without having someone man the camera, which is just pretty awesome, and it's pretty smooth and it works well and it looks good. So that was neat. We had it at EGL 3, but it was much better utilized this time.
Really? I didn't realize that.
No, not me.
It's like because the way the rigging was done at EGL 3, we couldn't get it high enough to be able to do the whole venue properly. So it was we just really used it to do like the player camera, so you could do good intros. But we used it differently this time, and I think we had a better camera setup. We're kind of limited with how we can set up our AV because of an investment that was made before I was on board with something called a TriCaster, which only has 3 inputs, which just makes it a pain in the ass. So you've got the Xbox obviously as one input.
Roxy Gagnon just said on the chat we should do kiss cam on some of the players playing. That could be really interesting. Some of the more facially expressive players, when they're getting really angry and playing the game.
I think so. Zoom in on them. That'd be good. In an ideal world, we'll have like a webcam set up on each station eventually, because I always think that was a good feature of MLG. Yeah. So you can see how some people play, like when Black's playing and he's like this, like. you'd be able to fully appreciate that. But whereas you
controller.
can't really get a feel for it at the moment. I probably whacked my chest on the desk then. That was a grave mistake.
But yeah, I think ultimately the venue we're comfortable in now, and I think hopefully the players are comfortable. If you're in the chat and you go to Blackpool, is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it an okay venue?
The best thing is, Mike, is that we're all in the same hotel. Like, well, most of us in the same hotel. Everyone loves that. It keeps everyone close together. So after gaming every day, just have a drink together, chill, talk about random crap. It's like the community coming together in real life.
Yeah, it is nice to be able to just wake up as well, like roll out of the lift into the venue. Because where when you got to trek somewhere else, it is a bit of a hassle. It means you can have a slightly later night and stuff.
Loughborough, that was dreadful. A 20-minute hike across a university campus.
Yeah, because technically we were in the same area, but it was so far, wasn't it? It was deceptively far. That was the worst bit of it.
Yes, it was.
When we were arranging that tournament, I had to keep running back and forth in the world's shortest shorts, illegally short they were, and it was just it was hell. By the time I got there, I could barely even play because I was so knackered.
Fitzer just recommended that we should have a kiss cam on reaction all the time.
Oh yeah.
For the whole event, even when he's not playing, regardless of whose perspective is being shown, just put a picture of him in the bottom fighting people.
Done.
Yeah, some of the stuff he comes out honestly is priceless. I've never seen so many at someone's face make so many shapes in all my life.
You guys can't hear me now. I've disappeared, haven't I?
Whoa, hello?
Jesus.
Should we run to others?
Yeah. I'm going to others. Oh, cool.
Hey, we're back. That was a bit of technical difficulties caused by Gemma. It's not very nice. Okay, so we were discussing the niceties of Blackpool and the beautiful scenery. It was pretty neat that they're putting up the illuminations, I thought. Never seen those.
The illuminations, Blackpool. Come on now.
Don't
They're not great.
What?
I thought they stay up all year and then they only get turned on once a year.
No, they take them up and down. Some of them.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's pushing Blackpool's power capabilities to brink, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
They're
You know they have their own power station for that. They have their own power station for the illuminations.
Do they really?
No.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, so Blackpool was pretty awesome. It worked out pretty well, and we were discussing the beauty that is the hotel. Negative things, dance competitions.
Yeah. Ballerina night, was it?
You know what? Now that could cause confusion because I could be talking to you, Josh. Now that we know your middle name is Jesus.
Oh, God.
Jesus is pronounced Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Did you see any? Like, some of the mums were really intense. Like, someone was telling me that this one kid was crying, and this mum said something like, "You think all the other kids are crying? You're not going to win like that."
They're competitive.
That's
Like
a pep
EGL,
talk.
EGL ballerina dance. That's all. It's just a competitive format for dance.
And afterwards, like everyone was crying and stuff, and this like 12-year-old girl was carrying like 30 trophies. She'd obviously had a time and a half there.
That's what Gunji says to Swanee after they lose.
Give it up, crying Swanee.
Those crying Swanee.
Clean those tears, you.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It was especially weird when.
You didn't feel old, did you, Mike? No.
No. Well, I am old. But it was funny when I got there. Like I got there the Thursday around like 2:00 or something, and I rock up and there's these little kids practicing their dancing, and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I bet you got involved.
It's a mix-up.
It's a mid-game show, you know, like the Super Bowl. Except our mid-game show is the ballerinas coming onto the main stage.
When I got there and I saw that there's like these little girls and they're dancing, I was just like, "Oh god, this is not gonna go down." This is basically the worst combination you could ever possibly have at a convention
The
center.
worst thing is, at one point, I came out the venue and like we just got out. It was it must have been about 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We were absolutely dead, and I was getting some kid was having a go at me, and he was just like a 15-year-old bloody Billy Elliot slagging me off, asking me if I was a Geordie. I'm clearly not a Geordie, Billy. But I didn't know what to say to him, to be honest. Like, what do I say to a 15-year-old kid? Would have been like Ted, just crack him in the face. But then again, that's a possible
I don't think we should.
cautious subject there. No, I shouldn't be saying that. I don't fight kids.
Let's just pretend that. Except for that kid you fought in Spain.
I won, I might add.
Just picked up my mind, Chris.
Yeah, it was kind of weird with the kids. But
No,
one thing that
audio
happened
again,
was I think it was Chris and Glenn. You guys like walked in on a bunch of them naked.
Oh. What a great way to start.
What's going on?
Are we on?
Okay, we're back. We're having the great internet connections, Skype issue, dealio going on. It's not that great, but we're getting through it. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but that is the era of the internet and the fact that we are too cheap to come and do this in the same room together. Now, we were talking about Chris walking in on a bunch of little kids naked.
This never happened. This has got arrest written all over
Discuss.
it. I don't want the NSPCC kicking down my door like this. Of all time, my pants were on.
It's not it's the dogs and cats.
NSPCC?
Yeah.
No, RSPCA.
No, that's the RSPCA.
Oh,
They're not going to come in. I hope it's going to be kicking down the door. But this is a real questionable subject.
I thought that Glenn. Seriously, I heard someone actually walked in. Like they were practicing in our area. Like when someone arrived on the Wednesday, they went to walk into the hall, and like there were some kids who'd taken over it. You know how like they had the little camp set up around the couches in the hallway.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a group of parents who had taken up some of the venue.
Those bastards. Do we build them? Should have built them per square foot.
Yeah, I think he was more concerned about the fact that there's naked children. He was like, "This cannot happen. You guys need to leave." So yeah, that was kind of weird. The whole thing was weird. The whole freaking the hotel is crazy. Tim, the guy who was helping me from one of my friends,
He's awesome.
he was like, his mind was just blown. He was like, he made the mistake of before the event, he went on to TripAdvisor and looked up the Norbreck on the to see what rating it had, and it's like number 79 out of 82 of hotels in Blackpool. Like it's almost dead last. And
Really?
yes, believe it, it's like I don't even think it's that bad though.
I don't. The room, right? The thing is, the Hilton is worse. The Hilton is actually worse.
No.
Yeah, the Hilton. I told you when I went to stay at the Hilton, I went to turn the tap on, it just came off. But the thing is, that must have been a pre-existing problem because otherwise the plumbing would have the water would have surely gone everywhere. So as it's happened, I just twist it and just pull it straight off the wall, and I'm thinking, how am I going to get a glass of water now? Got one from the thingy, the bath.
Yeah.
I got a glass of water from the bath. It was a magical time.
Yeah, basically the Norbreck is like it's Phoenix Nights, but a hotel. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. Like they have like the tribute acts at night.
Yes.
You guys catch any of the cabaret?
Yes. I personally want to see a gamer who thinks they can sing get booked for a weekend when we're there. Now that would be amazing.
There's got to be someone. You know who's an actor? Is Dan Gaskin, one of the old Halo players.
Dan who?
Dan Gaskin.
Oh, right, Gaskin.
Yeah, like Ginger.
Yeah.
He's an actor now. Maybe he sings. Maybe we could book him.
Do you remember King from King, one of the Call of Duty players?
Pro dancer, isn't he? Something.
Yeah, he's a professional backing dancer, and there's like somebody kind of. Oh, it's amazing. It's just he's going to be at the next event. Well, not our next event, but the next event that's lurking this weekend.
Yeah.
But
Really?
yes, he's a backing dancer, so we can get Gaskin to maybe sing. I don't know if Gaskin's, his list of things he can do, whatever you want to call that, his CV extends to singing. But we've got a singer and a backing dancer now. What do you reckon?
Jules sings. There we go.
Jules sings, does he? I can't imagine Jules being a world class.
Jules does everything.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe that comes to mind. Adamski can fucking play the drums or something.
Oh,
and the EGL band.
We're going to have a band. I'd like to see myself as a bit of a Simon Cowell kind of guy. How about that? Josh, you could be a bit of an Minogue character.
Rel/Momo say that they can sing, but I don't know.
Yeah, Rel did the GB song, didn't he, ages ago, and the EGL song. He could do a rendition of that.
Jules is in the Glee Club at his school. Jules is a teacher.
Yeah, he is.
So how can and he teaches at an all-girls school. So that's kind of weird. Can I join?
He was used to. He knew how to handle the ballerina situation. He knew what he was doing. He was used to it.
I went outside and I saw him spinning one of them around. So fast that they eventually took off. So, but anyway, enough talk of singing and little girls. I think this is two subjects that we firmly covered here.
Yeah, got it.
Was it part of the actual agenda?
That topic has been covered. Let's talk about Blackpool. We're done that. No, we're not done. Let's talk about the MVPs. We'll announce the EGL 7 Squid Grip MVPs. Each player will be walking away with one of these beautiful, sexy squid grips. And of course, I'm not sure how they work. They stick to your controller. They help with if you've got sweaty hands. That's really what they're for, so that your controller's not slippery. I've got sweaty hands, so
if I stick them to upside down on my hands, can I climb up walls? Do we know that? Like Spider-Man.
That is a good theory. I could perhaps.
We'll get one of the players to test this theory. Who win it? One of the MVPs.
I wonder.
I'd like to see the Gears of War MVP test this out.
Well, we'll start with the MVPs. This is the PS3 one, if you're wondering. It comes in red cases, a case instead of a green case. Let's start off with Gears of War, actually, which of course is sponsored by Squid Grip. If I haven't mentioned that.
Yeah.
Josh can announce this one.
So this time it was definitely not reaction. Just to make everyone clear, it was not reaction. Reaction was not even anywhere near the MVP this time. Actually, it was Adam Fitzpatrick, Irish Apex Gears of War 3 player. Congratulations, Fitzer.
Hey. And he's in our chat, which is pretty cool. So, Fitzer,
Any words? Any words?
do you have any words? We can.
It's going to be a rubbish speech in it. If you know him, it's going to be the worst speech.
It's going to involve something about haircuts. We'll have to wait.
His haircut's inspired by Swizz's haircut, isn't it? Him and Swizz have got the same barber, I think.
He's got a helmet haircut. He goes way.
The chat's so far behind.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What are we doing here?
It's not worth looking at that, right? So let's just move on to the next one.
Oh, Wardles is in there though. That's
Wait,
he says
Wardles
it's a
hard off any of it.
What?
You'd like to thank Reaction for being shit.
Oh god, we're gonna have round 2. That's great.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get beat up.
All right, that is the Gears of War 3 MVP from EGL 7, sponsored by Squid Grip. So, Fitzer, you need to send us your address via Twitter, which is at EGL Pro.
We can do some sort of presentation now if you pretend to shake his hand just off screen. What do you think?
Fitzer, congratulations, buddy. You played well. Some would say that you were the most valuable player.
He's gonna.
Others would disagree.
If you're lucky, you'll get it by EGL 12.
Yeah, especially because it's in my hands.
No.
You know what? Before we announce the next one, we're going to have a contest, actually. And the contest will be to win a Xbox 360 Squid Grip. Ooh. And in order to win this excellent prize given to us by Squid Grip, we need you to tell us the capital city of Guatemala in the chat for Twitch. And once you tell us the capital city of Guatemala, then whoever does that first, you will walk away with a nice Squid Grip.
In fact, no, we'll change that slightly.
We got other ones. We can do other ones later on.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we should do it on Facebook. So, because then we could say, then everyone can register it now. Do it on Facebook. So I'll write what's the capital of. No,
we'll do that for the next one. This one's just for the Twitch guys.
All right, that's just for the Twitch guys.
Yeah,
should we do another one later in the show?
For dedicated viewers.
All right, okay. Well, I mean, they'd have to be pretty dedicated to get onto the Facebook before the end of the show.
Hot Shots has already won it. So, Hot Shot.
And that's it. Was he the first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
User was in an Excellency was third. Kara, you're way off, buddy.
Come on, Kara. His shot couldn't have been any hotter. In fact, Kara, we need to give a shout out to Kara.
Who, later on.
All right, okay.
Yeah. We've
got 2 shout outs, Chris.
More important things to rant about. But keep making a list in your head of people we need to shout out to because we need to do this properly.
Right.
Now, let's go to our second MVP from EGL 7, sponsored by Squid Grip. Chris, I'll let you do the honors for the Modern Warfare 3 PS3 MVP.
So the winner for the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on PlayStation 3 was, in fact, Galaxy from Vital Gaming.
Hey! Galaxy, you are the MVP. Congratulations.
Is he in the chat?
He's probably far away. Star Wars references couldn't get any worse.
I told you not to do a shout out because now Jem Jem's been like, shout out, what the fuck? What about me?
She's not getting a shout out. Don't even name names.
No,
he deserves a shout out after he drove me for 700 hours to somebody's house. Anyway, go.
Hot Shots, how you get your Squid Grip? Tweet us at EGL Pro, and we'll then become buddies, and we'll direct message one another.
The hell?
And then eventually we'll send it to you in about 4 years. Now, okay, so we'll do another contest for Squid Grip. It will not be the fastest fingers this time because we want people to be able to watch the rebroadcast of this this homage to quality broadcasting.
Homage.
So in order to win a 360 or a PS3 Squid Grip,
well, you didn't say it's 360 or PS3 then. But yeah,
I thought you did then. I was about to start entering.
What we need you to do is it won't be on Facebook. We'll do another one. That's a good idea, Chris, but we're not there yet. Because Squid Grip are not Facebook people. They're Twitter people. They believe in the power of the tweet. You have to go to the Twitter for at EGL Pro, and you need to go to the Twitter for at Squid Grip and retweet the next tweet that I send out via the EGL Twitter account. And while I set this up, Josh has the honor of announcing the MVP for Halo Reach. Of course, it's the Squid Grip MVP from EGL 7. Joshua.
So the Squid Grip MVP for Halo Reach is Andy Ramirez. Rami? I don't know his last name, but anyway, yeah. Congratulations, Ramirez.
We don't know your last name.
Yeah, so Rami, obviously, this is his second. No, he's won quite a few, hasn't he? Maybe his third or fourth. No, third EGL win.
It's one of those plays that's easily overlooked. But
yeah, ECL 3, Loughborough. Yeah,
yeah,
three.
it's the second, I think.
3.
Yeah, he had one out, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he's doing all right, isn't he?
No, of course not, because of fucking Americans.
All right,
Who ran it?
Look at you slagging off your fellow countrymen.
Oh God, again!
Audio.
Has the audio gone?
All right, we're back. Hello, welcome. Guten Tag.
Guten.
Okay, so basically, we're running a contest. We just announced 3 of the MVP awards. The contest, if you want to enter, if you're watching on Twitch live right now, is to go to Twitter, go to follow at EGL Pro, follow at Squid Grip, and then retweet the last tweet that the EGL Pro account tweeted. So do those 3 things. This isn't really open to people on YouTube. I lied. The next one will be on Facebook, and then that will give people an opportunity. So Fitzer won the Gears of War MVP from Squid Grip. We had Galaxy with the PS3 Call of Duty, and Ramirez just won the Halo. Of course, they not to be confused with the HaloForum.eu MVP award, where I believe Blackjack is ahead by about 50% of the vote, Chris.
of the votes, but that's their awards. This is our awards. So yeah,
We can do what we want.
Close but no cigar. Blackjack, you can have second place award, which is nothing. Right. So anyway, so Call of Duty we're on now. So of course the largest tournament at the event, won by Optic, the reigning two-time champions now. But in fact, the MVP award went to none other than Black from SK Gaming, the man who sits slightly in a strange way, but he had a great event. I think this could even be his second MVP award, or at least he was very much in the running. I think the first Blackpool event when he was playing for Royalty Gaming, so he's actually been crowned the MVP for this tournament. So well done to Black.
Hey, Black! Congratulations! Hey.
Black, who referred to himself the other day as the poor man Swanee, so it turns out he's rich in squid grips, poor in gameplay.
Man, he sits so far back from that TV and on the edge of the chair.
He sits on an angle and then sideways, like with his pad up like that, and then he sits like that, really close. It's very strange. But his back's like perfectly arched as well. It's really weird. He said it hurts him by the end as well.
That is odd, isn't it?
That is odd. Yeah, I agree.
No
Anyway,
pain, no gain.
Cool guy.
Yes, so Black is the Call of Duty MVP. So congratulations to him, and thank you very much to Squid Grip for providing, of course, all of our MVPs with Squid Grips. And we're going to run another contest soon. Chris is going to think of that, and it's going to be on Facebook. So, Chris, you can think of that right now.
Yes,
and
I'm actually going to throw it up now.
No, again. Ah. Hey, everybody. We're back.
Welcome back to our homage to good broadcasting.
Exactly. No, quality broadcasting. Jesus.
Jesus, come on now. Come on, Jesus.
No, because then you can't say the freaking Lebowski line.
You can walk on water, but you can't keep the internet up. It's just disaster, isn't it?
Yes. Joshua, have you been stealing the copper wiring again?
Mate, I'm secretly doing this, hosting it.
Damn it.
Right.
Okay, so we've done the MVP awards. Thanks to Squid Grip is what I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted by the connection. But, of course, we've got another contest that gave Chris some time to think of his contest. And it's going to be called Facebook. So, Chris.
Yeah. So, all you have to do is like the Facebook group and answer the following question correctly on the Facebook group.
The Facebook group is facebook.com/European Gaming League, one word.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find. I'll tweet it out in a minute as well. But yeah, so the final question is you just have to answer this correctly, and we'll select a winner at random. And the question is, what is the name of the city that Mike Ben Bennett considers to be the home of EGL? Simple.
And Michael Emotion Kent believes this because it was him and I who had this discussion.
He doesn't know, does he?
He doesn't know where we hosted our events. He just turns up.
It's a pseudo hype. It's not a retweet. It's not the quickest person. It's whoever
replies, and then we select it at random.
Yes, yeah. So it's not who's the fastest. It's
random,
just
yeah.
do it, and then all of a sudden, and then eventually we'll pick a winner. Because then that makes it a bit more fair, and it gives people more of an opportunity to become involved in this special time, this special circle of friendship that we all want to be a part of. Because you get to be friends with Chris, myself, and Jesus. Fitzer's very clever. It's European Gaming League, one word. No, you take the one word off. Hey. Okay, so let's talk about. Well, before we wrap up kind of our EGL 7 discussion, first let's talk about placements. Of course, Gamer Gloves is giving all of our champions Gamer Gloves.
Yeah, that's the one. So Gamer Gloves, they're going to be handing out a pair of gloves to all 4v4 winners for the Xbox 360 tournaments. So obviously, Modern Warfare 3, we've got Optic. Gears of War, we've got Apex Esports. And for Halo Reach, we've got TEC. So congratulations to the 4v4 winners. We'll get in touch with you. We'll send you over your gloves. Gamer Gloves, obviously, really thin microfiber kind of material, allows you to play games. Also, actually, without sweating as well. But also, what the difference between the grips is that why the Squid Grips gives you a better grasp on the controller. The Game Gloves allows you to keep your hands warm when playing. So each product has their own advantages.
And of course, if you want to check out the Gamer Gloves, go to thegamergloves.com. That is their website, and you can have a look there. And they come in 2 nifty colors: orange and green.
Swag.
Which colour do you prefer, Mike?
I would go with the orange.
You would go with the orange. What about you, Joshua?
I like the lime / not green.
Ah, well, there we go. So, bit polarized
Some
audience.
people like lemons, some like oranges.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
what green lemons have you been eating? In fact, let's just get on with it.
Or sorry, limes and oranges. Damn it!
Come on, Mike.
So
It's
stupid.
falling apart. We're going offline. You're forgetting which fruit's what. It's just
Damn
what
it.
a disaster it is.
Let's let's just talk quickly about kind of the placements. We'll start obviously with the biggest tournament with Call of Duty on the Xbox 360. We had 70. How many teams, Chris?
76, I'd like to say.
76 teams. Big upsets kind of in the form of the 9th to 12th places. We got TCM Gaming and Team Prophecy within that little circle.
Do we have TCM Gaming that high? Apex were lurking quite low as well. A couple of other teams that had a bit of a disappointing tournament. The Frenchmen went home disappointed. So yeah, quite a few shocks. I'd say maybe even to some degree, Fear only placing 4th was a surprise in many ways.
I mean, you say the Frenchman, you mean Origin?
No, I don't mean Origin. I mean Mythics.
Oh, okay, the combo team.
Yes.
And I mean, you've got Frico Yin. Obviously, they had the big upset on Fear, which put them into the kind of the place that they were in, the 4th place finish.
Yeah, it did. Well, that put them into the lower bracket, and then obviously they lost further down the line.
But it's interesting. Obviously, Fear had a pretty epic losers bracket run though, and managed to get the 4th place because you look at some, Dignitas finished 5th, and then I think 4 Kings. That's pretty neat that they managed to get a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, no, that was quite surprising in itself. If anything, the 2nd place for SK was surprising in that they had a bit of a bad run at the start. Obviously, they lost the Phobia, and the backs were firmly against the wall at that point. They were kind of like, it could be over, and then apparently, they all had a bit of a team talk, and they got a bit riled up, and were like, no, we're not placing like this. And then they just absolutely steamrolled through the bracket, tore Phobia apart in the rematch, and it just, went swimmingly from there all the way to the final.
Toby once again remaining top 3. His top 3 placements at every EGL. One absolute champion. The only player now actually with that record in in Call of Duty.
Yeah, but yeah, every event everyone goes, Toby, he's crap.
Yeah, well, he's doing something right, isn't he? Honestly,
Yeah,
captain. Yeah. So fair play. Black and Mad Cats as well, repeating their top European placement and second overall at the event, following on from EGL 5.
Moving over to the PS3 side of the Call of Duty scene, we had, of course, Vital Audio walking away the winners of that, 750 pounds richer. Skitlight came in third, Infested second. I'm going to be very honest with you, and I have no idea about the PS3 teams. And Nick Mitchell, our resident expert, is the person actually hosting the stream right now.
Nick, can they hear Nick? The thing that stood out most in the PS3 results is the Roughnecks, is it? Especially Dan Baker, who's continually had good events, but he's frequently been among the top three, if not winning. His team came about 7th, did they? Yeah,
7th, 8th.
7th, 8th, yeah. So that was kind of the surprise from what I'd gathered about it. Hugs, who runs EU Esports, he frequently tells me how good he is, and his team had a bit of a stinker as well, from what I've gathered. So I don't know if that was a surprise or the fact that the surprise was only down to him. But
For fuck's sake!
Oh no!
Whoa! Hello! Imagine that we got booted off the internet once again. It's not happened before. Okay, we were talking about PS3 Call of Duty placements and the the Roughnecks guys obviously finishing in 7th. I guess Skitlight finishing 3rd might have been maybe
Nick Baker. Why is he really haunting us? Here? Nick Mitchell, did I see?
He's in the chat.
Yeah. Right, Nick, fancy to shed any light on this?
They were seeded 3rd, so they've pretty much finished where they're guaranteed to finish.
Apparently, that was not a surprise.
Not a surprise, so.
Oh, Infested.
Not a surprise.
Infested 7th seed. They finished 2nd.
Yeah, they got Shizzle and Cookie who play.
Yes, I knew I'd get one.
This is Xbox 360 convertees, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So got quite a surprise, but not quite a first place finish what they were expecting. I don't think.
It's a bit of a surprise for the team that hoped for 1st, but came 2nd. But still not a bad outing, is it really? And and that's PS3 in a nutshell. I don't know how that sounded to the audience, because to us it was like a two-way conversation, but for them it was just one person going, "Oh yeah, okay, thanks." Potentially terrible.
4-3. Jesus Christ! This is right now. Marconi, the man who was responsible for transmitting radio and basically making wireless technology possible and making television and broadcasting possible, is turning in his grave because of what we're doing.
Proud of us now. Come on, Michael. Let's not be like that. He's so proud.
We'll look back in 6 months' time, guys, and it'll be nothing like this at all.
If anything, the standards will dip.
Yeah, we've reached the pinnacle.
The pinnacle is getting cut off once every 3 minutes.
Yes. Gears of War 3 4v4 results at EGL 7. Of course, Apex with the MVP at the event, Fitzer.
Yes, right.
His teammates not winning MVP.
No, not good enough at the slightest.
Of course, they walked away 1st. 2nd was X's. 3rd was NTC. 4th, Unexpected. And then Euphoria and Imperial in that 5th, 6th spot. Imperial, Chris, you know about them.
Yeah, disappointing placement for them in a way. It was a bit of a late on mix, but then again, the team have all more or less played together in some capacity before. So I think they came away pretty disappointed with the results of the event. Obviously, none of them really shined either in the one-on-one, where you'd kind of expect or hope that some of them might have gone a bit further in it. So yeah, but on the other hand, Ross Kennel, who used to be like the long-term part of the Imperial team, obviously now plays for Apex, so it was good to see him get first place for his first event, the first time he's ever got first place, I think, in EGL event. And of course, Reaction won the 1v1 the 1v1 tournament to prove that in fact nobody is better than him. So but he was pretty pleased with that from what I've gathered. So,
he was so happy with himself, actually. Yeah, Apex didn't actually drop a map this tournament, so obviously congratulations for a perfect tournament. They also featured Dominate, ex-Dignitas player from back in the day, so he was pleased to come back to the scene and make his mark. XES, the French guys, came second. Quite disappointing for them, really, because they were on fire throughout the tournament. But when it came to crunch time against Apex, they crumbled easily, I guess. The Italian team was there for the first time as well, and they placed 5th to 6th, and they're going to be at Manchester as well. So it's quite a small tournament. There's quite a few nationalities in there. It was good. It was a mix.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Gears 3 at Manchester, because Hopes, who's the kind of lead for Gears of War for us now, seems pretty positive about it. So hopefully we're going to see that attendance grow a little bit, because it's been kind of stagnant since the game was released. But at the same time, it is one of the titles that we've supported since day one. Are you kidding me? No!
Surely it's my actually both. Eh?
Oh my god, the internet and Skype. I'm guessing it's Skype, you piece of crap. I hate you.
It's been a bloody disappointment.
Oh, wow. Oh. Okay, we were going through the winners of each tournament at EGL 7, who of course walking away with gamer gloves. Go to their website, thegamergloves.com. We went through PS3 COD, we went through Xbox COD, we went through Gears of War. We now lead into the one, the only, the Halo Reach grand final, which was played between, of course, Total Esports Circuit, our winners, and Western Wolves.
Yeah.
Fifth time unlucky.
Well, this was probably the biggest upset of, I can imagine, the whole event, really, because in terms of games, obviously Halo's a considerably smaller tournament than Modern Warfare 3, but Western Wolves, Scott and Riots, they haven't lost since ECL 3.
That doesn't count. ECL 5 doesn't count.
Oh, sorry. ECL 5 was.
Not to be
They've been the best European team, basically. So they won the Winter Bracket Finals 3-2. TEC they won 6-5, 6-5 in the loser bracket finals. So people thought, obviously, they weren't going to be that as good. They had a bit of a breakdown against Blackjack Adamski and co. But then it comes to the finals, and actually Western Wolves lose 4-6. I guess it was the ultimate warm up in the end for TEC in the loser bracket finals.
So yeah, congratulations to them. And it's been a while since some of those, the likes of Vard, the likes of Baxter, have been in first place.
Oh, Vard getting first place is awesome. I love that guy. He's just, I know it would be really inappropriate and I'd never actually do it, but I just want to walk up to him and give him a big cuddle. You just want to walk, just snuggle in there and be like, oh, Vard.
This is such a sound guy. Oh, Vard.
A real nice guy.
He's lovely. What's wrong with wanting to cuddle another man? Nothing. Yeah. Judge me. Feel free to judge me.
We are, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty crazy. And obviously the Bucks, they finished second at the EGL 5 Halo tournament, our last Halo tournament. Yeah, what can you do? You know, it's kind of unfortunate to see their kind of downfall into like the second and third places now. When, you know, at one point they were over at MLG events like every week, it seemed.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any shame in losing to that team by any stretch. You know.
Oh no, there's no shame. It's just I'm saying that it's just kind of like, you know, woe is them.
Well, if anything, you were part of the making of the Bucks back in the that famous YouTube clip. Everyone knew Alex Buck at that point during the famous stick.
You're not talking about Mike?
Yeah, no, I am. Sorry. You know what? I just started to. I just clicked in that whenever it goes dead on us, the audio is still going out for a little bit. So we're like, freaking out, but it's still broadcasting.
Yeah, when you went silent there, I thought, oh god, it's gone again. But
no, yeah, sorry. No, I just was not even paying any attention. What were you saying?
Oh, forget it now. Let's
move on. Yeah, so Halo, that was crazy. Everything was crazy. Let's move on to EGL at DreamHack Valencia. Chris, you know all about that.
I do. So obviously this is our second time on the continent, so to speak. So we've obviously been in Sweden for EGL 6, and now we're going to be in Spain for working alongside DreamHack to run their Modern Warfare 3 tournament. It's the first time Modern Warfare 3 is featured at a DreamHack tournament on a large scale, and it's also the first time that DreamHack has been in Spain. So you know, there's a lot of firsts for people. You know, obviously there's a big scene in Spain, and you can see that when the likes of Pain play on the live stream, absolutely blows up with different Spaniards getting their word in there. The fact you two aren't talking every now and then is a bit worrying, because I don't know if he's about to go off. So,
no, no,
all right, okay, so we are still live. Okay, so yeah, the prize money's fixed. All the details can be found on the DreamHack and EGL website about it. There's a maximum of 64 teams. So really, I'm hoping it's going to be an exciting event, really, and the first large event outside of the UK, maybe even the second largest tournament outside of EGL.
Well, it's looking at, you know, like right now, numbers-wise, it's looking at it like, you know, kind of just under what the WGL guys do. So if we can kind of match that would be pretty impressive to do that outside of the UK. And Spain's going to be the country we do it, because obviously the amount of people who play Modern Warfare 3 is just unbelievable. And you look at the chat during especially the mini stage Twitch chat during one of our events, and if it's a Spanish team playing, or any team really, there's a lot of Spanish people. I like Spanish people.
The Spaniards are keen to support their home nations, which is always good. But I think that's the case with everyone. Like I imagined if we start running regular events in Spain, I think what you'll find is British players supporting the British teams that are attending, because you know the likes of the top French teams, they get a lot of support from their home players. Whereas if they were actually playing in France themselves, they'd probably get a load of hate instead. So it's kind of how it works, really.
Big speaking of Valencia, big shout out to our partner Cafe Silvestre. You're going to see them there at EGL DreamHack EGL, whatever you want to call it. And they're obviously a partner as well for EGL 7. So much love for Cafe Silvestre, producing some of the best coffee in the world. They
were responsible for the iced beverages that you had at EGL 7. Yeah, they provided us with a Frappuccino machine or whatever. It's not.
They were actually delightful.
That's the branding thing I just did there. A frappe machine.
That's the one, yeah.
They were actually very nice. I was manned by Dave, the man with the biggest hands ever.
Rijo Dave.
Rijo Dave.
Dave's awesome, isn't he? Rijo Dave, I want Rijo Dave to come to Valencia. Imagine. He'd be well in his towering above Spanish.
Well, I'm thinking we won't actually need to get a flight over. He'll just get us in his big hand and just toss us over.
he stands at the channel, and he just reaches over to Bolton and picks you guys up, and then swings around, and you're in Valencia.
Hey, well, exactly, that's how he operates. He's part-time Rijo, part-time catapult.
The ferry system, the ferries over from England to France are really worried about Rijo Dave kicking into their business. Who is that tall man in Rijo uniform? Bastard.
P&O going rogue and just riding boats into him.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong, can you? EGL, DreamHack, and Valencia. Going to be absolutely awesome. Lots of Spanish teams there as well. Love the Spanish community. Hope to see all of you out there.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's kind of interesting timing because obviously the school year, but lots of Spanish people will be in the Spanish gaming event. If you're not Spanish, why not attend it? Because it will be a lot of fun and it's in a different place other than Blackpool. Which, if I was to compare Valencia and Blackpool, I've been to both cities. I've been to Valencia during FIAS, the Festival of Fire, which was just insane when they just burn everything.
That sounds as exciting as the lights in Blackpool, yeah.
Yeah, well, they both have great events going on involving light. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Valencia on this one. Valencia is awesome, and it's warm there.
That helps, yeah.
So yeah, that's my side of the sales pitch. I'll let Chris pitch the event. I'll pitch the just go to Valencia because it's really nice. Then we've got EGL 8, October 13th to 14th at Event City as part of Play Expo. If you want to know what Play Expo is, it's retro gaming. It's new games in the Now Play section. It's competitive gaming with EGL 8, and it's cosplay. So it's a huge gaming event. It's happening at Event City, and we are just one fraction of it. So when you buy your ticket, if you go to the EGL.tv website right now, £55 gets you a single-player ticket. Obviously, we haven't announced all the games yet, but the 4v4 tickets are on sale, or the team tickets and the single-player tickets to those events are on sale. £55. Those tickets are only available until September 16th. And, yeah, get yourselves one of those. But you get free entry into the whole expo. It's not just like you can go only into the EGL portion. You can go anywhere. And there's all kinds of games you can play for free. It will be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I hope people don't get confused with the fact just because it's got part of Play Expo doesn't mean that it's not going to be on the same scale, size of EGL that people, come to expect now. It's going to be exactly the same, if not bigger, and they're just going to be more for you guys to be able to do. And obviously being next to Trafford Centre, your shopping and food options are considerably more than where you've ever been to before. And you better believe that EGL will be working with the local businesses to get you guys some good deals around the area.
It's basically attached to the Trafford Centre.
Yeah.
Literally, it's right there. So, Chris, we'll just continue without him.
He can make sign language.
Adamski, Josh, because you are an expert on Mancunian culture, bar burrito.
Yeah, well, that's not actually exactly Mancunian, is it? But yeah, Bar Burrito is an awesome place, but it's located in, I don't know if it's one in Trafford Centre actually, but they do amazing fat burritos, even though that's a Mexican delight. I suppose, yeah, it's somewhat Mancunian as well. I don't know what it is, but is Chris still having I hope we haven't cut out. Really?
Oh, poor Chris.
No,
One day, Chris. One day. Oh, they have it in Liverpool too. I'm gonna check out the Bar Burrito website. So you've had Bar Burrito before, Josh?
it looks like a Mexican Nando's. There's gonna be a lot of Nando's taking place at EGL. That much is true, huh?
Manchester, Deansgate, Piccadilly, Trafford Centre Kitchen.
There we go.
Cool. So it's only up north. Huh.
None near you.
Am I back?
Hey, welcome.
Hey. I mean, I was going to say as well. The best thing about this is if you're playing a match or something and they're trash talking you saying you've got crap clothes, you just go and buy some new ones. It's perfect. It couldn't be any better.
Or you can log onto the EGL shop and buy some of your nation's team attire. Do that instead.
Yeah, you can do that. That's even better.
My cam's frozen. The best style of all time.
Oh, for God's sake, Skype.
What just happened?
I read on the chat and now it's game over. Game over, yeah. Did you ever play Sega Rally on the Sega Saturn?
Definitely not.
But when you lost, it went game over, yeah. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Nando's.
Like, Mike, just keep your screen like that, no cam. The lasting picture on it is awesome.
You're looking in the opposite direction. It's like you two
I think she's
have
doing
a weird
it on
band picture
purpose.
going.
So we're not live right now.
Are we?
Oh.
Oh, we are live. Excellent. Can we just
Hey!
go to... Oh, am I back? Oh, right.
As I wasn't here.
Yeah, can we cut to adverts? That might make more sense.
No, we're live.
Are we all in? Ready?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you guys. Nando's is very important to blackjack.
Yeah.
So blackjack, there's a Nando's.
Nando's.
I can confirm located in the Trafford Center. Although I'm kind of confused because I think the Trafford they call the downtown mall shopping thing. That's actually owned by Trafford Center now too. I think. Oh, are you kidding me? Not again.
Your voice keeps going out.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everyone now. It's fine.
Okay, good. All right. There's a canal you can row down. There is the Chill Factor, which is indoor skiing and snowboarding, and indoor skydiving.
Yeah, how often? Yeah.
300 pounds per hour. You can get a Dembski to become your personal tour guide, and that is it. That's a lot of money for a tour guide. All right. What were we? I can't even remember what we're talking about.
I just stuff about Event City. Let's just breeze on before we get disconnected. Or
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So playexpo.net is the website to check out what's going on with Play Expo. Go to EGL.tv for more information about the tournaments. Right now, we've got Gears of War, Call of Duty on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and Halo Reach all announced as 4v4 tournaments. We are hoping and we very much plan to announce more in the coming days. Okay? So, thumbs up on that. In fact, actually, I'll say announce more. Here's an announcement for you: is that we will have fighting tournaments. There will be fighting games at. What you're just throwing it out there. We're gonna save that one up for next week, Joe.
That was greedy. That was real greedy. He wanted that glory, didn't he? He wanted to be carried through.
I can see it in his eye.
He just wanted to be really tall. Be carried on. Carried on his shoulders. Oh, Joshua.
FIFA.
Oh,
okay, so
wait, that might have added 10 more people to the chat.
Okay, we've got FIFA and we've got fighting games coming back to EGL. So there will be one-player games, and the tickets will be released in the very near future. So EGL 8 in Manchester, October 13th and 14th. Now, let's move on to the love life of Chris Marsh. Chris.
Well, this is going to be a short section.
Is that it?
But the bit he just says that Chris loves touching little newborn chinchillas.
What was that?
I'm not sure if you noticed about me, Mike, but I'm a bit scared of animals in general. Like I don't really I can't really trust them. Like even my old faithful family dog once ran into me after I threw a ball and just clattered into me and knocked me over. So, and my pet history has been a rabbit which used to bite me when I tried to feed it. A lovebird, which used to bite you if you put your finger near the cage, or a hamster that somebody dropped, and after that it tried to bite you all the time. None of those are my personal pets, but they're all like family pets. And since then, I've just not really liked animals. You can't trust them. Like I said, you never know what you never know what they're thinking, and the next thing you know, they're biting you or scratching you, and I just think, let's draw a line under it.
Of course, you don't know what they're thinking. They're animals.
Well, exactly. I don't even know what most humans are thinking. So why trust an animal? Don't trust the animals. That's
Are
what
you
I'm
worried
saying.
the animals are just going to barge into you or bite you when you try to feed them?
This is part of why I sleep with my door locked, so I don't wake up and there's a horse looming over me or something like that. I don't want that in my life. You know what I mean? So as a result, you take precautions.
Michael Kent just staring at you. You actually sleep with your door locked for real?
Yeah, always have done for years. Honestly, I don't like the idea of waking up and somebody who's uninvited is in my room.
You're worried about getting fucked with, totally, aren't you?
I am a little bit actually. I don't like that at all. I like to be caged in. The thing is, thankfully I'm on the bottom floor because it's actually very bad if there's a fire. So anyone who's listening to this who's thinking of sleeping with the door locked, if you're not on the bottom floor, it's actually bad because the fire brigade can't get in. So there's a good chance you're going to be toast. Whereas I'm on the bottom floor, so worst case scenario, they'll just smash the window in, and I'll climb out. And that's
not at all.
You fed me so much.
And that's pet chat for this week.
Are you in a studio, Mike? Before I forget to ask you.
I'm in. Well, there's like a audio recording.
It's like the radio, like, you know, where people broadcast from a radio, and like you have your own radio show or something.
It's a TV gallery.
Oh, cool. So you still at work then?
Yeah, like always. I was planning on being home and I was going to host the Skype call and everything using my PC, and then I had to stay at work until after 5:30, and
Something to look forward to then next time at least.
Literally at 5:30, I had to leave on the dot in order to get back home in order to do this, and I missed that calling card, and then I realized that I've only got Macs, and I can't use, obviously, what's that program called? XSplit. I can't use XSplit. I can use Wirecast, but I only have a demonstration copy on both the Macs at work. Yeah. Oh, what was I? Josh, final thoughts before we close this this roller coaster of emotion down.
Well, Jesus Niño de Guzman has
Jesus. How's it you can't pronounce your own name,
Jesus?
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Anyway, my thoughts are Valencia is going to be absolutely insane. And as much as I'm looking forward to EGL 8, just come down to Valencia, come to the continent, and join us on a Spanish trip, on a Spanish bonanza across the continent.
Bonanza.
Interesting. And Josh, a question for you is: what is your favorite alcoholic beverage?
My favorite alcoholic beverage.
What? Kind of worms to open up.
The Chateauneuf du Pape. No, I don't know, mate. I just
Chateau du Pape. That's the greatest word ever.
You were banging on the other day about how it's an old fashioned.
Oh yeah, old fashioned actually is my favorite cocktail is an old fashioned. Yeah, it's like a man's drink, a man's cocktail.
It's the worst thing I've ever had. Like he bought one for me.
Chris,
yeah, one for me, him and Hastro, and it was literally like I don't think Hastro finished his, and I drank it, but I was thinking, well, I didn't remember much the next day.
Oh.
That way.
Here's a challenge, Mike. It's going to be Hastro and Frizz want to give me Chris a drinking competition. I'm thinking Chris drinks about 75% of the overall quota that we need to drink. He can do it.
I think we've got an outside chance. We've got a solid chance, in fact. Yeah, we've got a.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a boat race.
Oh, not a boat race. That's more speed. We're on about endurance here.
Oh, just who can drink more?
Yeah.
Time. Oh.
Failed livers left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I might not be your go-to guy for that.
I want to take it out. I might let somebody really small do it. Rel.
Yeah, hey, just pick your competition carefully. Rel, Gemma.
Ooh, let's not even go there. Let's leave that now. We don't want to start gossiping on. We don't need to start because there's plenty of gossip going around at the moment, isn't there?
Oh, there's so many cringe tweets. I don't know why people think it's cool what they're doing.
Oh, I know. It gives me a headache. No more talking about it. We are not talking about that.
Oh, I know. And by the way, Fred's on the show are so lame. So lame.
The reason I asked you, Josh, about your alcoholic beverage is because we will be announcing something to do with alcoholic beverages. Not this time.
Oh,
we'll save it for next time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
People cannot wait. Literally cannot wait.
And
Well, that's where I work. I'm always supporting my my employer.
You're the
Hello?
worst kind of people.
Next,
We're not
let's draw into that. We don't need to say anything else. Come on, Mike,
Okay,
what's next?
Chris, final thoughts.
Final thoughts: I don't trust animals. You just don't know. You don't know what they're thinking. You know when you walk. You know when you sometimes walk over a field and there's a load of dogs, and you think any one of them could just start jumping up at me at any point, and you just think, I don't want that ever. I just don't want this ever to happen. It's bad though, isn't it? It's bad. It's bad when you must say when you walk over a field and see a load of dogs, you think, oh, for God's sake! Like especially if you're running, if you're out running,
dogs.
I'm not even scared of dogs. That's the thing. They're just an irritation. If you're out running and there's a load of dogs, and you think I'm gonna have to almost walk past every
When
one
did
of
this
them.
ever happen? When are you ever out running? When are you ever out running to see the
Back in the day when I would run over the field near my house, it'd be like a minefield of turd, right? And there'd be dogs everywhere, and literally like, especially little dogs, because little dogs aren't as well trained, so you'd like run past them, and they'd just run into your legs and stuff, and I just think, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
No idea.
I'm like, I'm watching you.
Like if you ran into a field of horses, that might be kind of scary.
They're dead muscular horses, aren't they? 110% muscle. Yeah, but then again, you can trust them more. I feel. Horse ain't gonna beat the shit out of you as a dog.
You trust a horse more than a dog?
A crazy dog, yeah.
What about a crazy horse?
I'm from. Well, he was an Indian. He had no reservations. That was different. We've moved on to Indian jokes now. Come on.
All right. Yeah. My final thoughts for the evening are just to thank, of course, all the sponsors from EGL 7. Without you, this would not be possible.
This bonanza or whatever we call this homage to great broadcasting.
To quality broadcasting.
Quality broadcasting. Okay, we need to give a few shouts, don't we? To the unsung
that's what we'll do. That'll be the final thing we do. Sorry. We did our thoughts. Okay. Who wants to go first with their shout-outs?
I'll go first. So I want to give a big shout out to Aaron Carra, who people might not know this, but coming up to the start of the event, we had a lot more hardware failures than we expected. So Aaron volunteered or got to regardless of how you look at it, it's on a journey to connect. So big thank you to Aaron, who was great guy, and try to put it.
We just missed all that, Chris.
I don't know what you just said, but it seemed like
We just missed the whole thing because you started cutting off. Oh no, Aaron. Oh. Chris, we made.
right. So yeah, take two of the shout-outs. We are on, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Take two of the shout-outs. So Aaron Carra drove me for... we had an 8-hour round journey to go collect a load of Xboxes, which were integral to the running of the tournament. Big shout-out to Hopes and to Hamilton, who worked extremely hard with helping repair the Xbox 360s in the same Ainsley, who not only helped repair the Xboxes, but ran the stream. Of course, Hamilton is our backup electrician, in case people start getting electrocuted or things start going wrong. And of course, Hopes was one of the main guys behind the Gears of War tournament. His first ever LAN he's attended, despite being in the scene for quite a while, and he was an extremely hard worker. So, big shout out to those guys. Obviously, I want to shout out to all the admins: Alex, Martin, Gavin, Nick, of course, who's actually helping with this. And what about you, Josh? Anyone you want to give a particular shout out to?
Yeah, well, I'll be that guy who names our lovely partners. But first of all, shout out to Tim, Mike, you're Tim, because that guy's awesome. I also think Mike's actually frozen on the screen.
Wondering?
Am I?
But anyway, yeah, so shout
Am
out.
I here?
Yeah, you're here. We can hear you. Yeah, so anyway, Chris is definitely just pretending that he's frozen like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so a shout out to our partners, Mad Cats, EGL 7 partners. So, we've got Mad Cats, Rita 42, Gamer Glows, Latching Barley, Squid Grip, Scub Gaming, Scan, Cafe Silvestre, and Rockstar Energy Drink. You guys help to make our events what it is, so thank you very much.
Did we thank Martin and Alex?
Yeah.
We already have mine and Alex.
They're good guys.
They're getting too much airtime, those two.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
course,
I don't really like them.
Of
I was
course,
just kidding.
we can't forget the one and only Grinch.
Oh, Dean Johnson.
No, it's not. We don't call him by his name. It's just Grinch.
No,
Oh, of course, and Elias, who for ages Nick was going, nah, it's not Elias. That's not how you pronounce his name. And so I asked him how you pronounce his name, and it was in fact Elias. So Elias, who's one of our guys who came over from console gaming. He actually flew over from Holland, and he's basically more or less like a utility kind of guy around the event. Like if you need any help, every 2 seconds he'd be like, do you need any help? I don't mind anything.
Something together.
Yeah, and he'd just be, the man doing the odd job, which is extremely handy during the weekend and stuff. It's an extra pair of hands and packing down and stuff like that. So great guy and great commitment over the weekend.
Thanks to Chubbs. Chubbs was pretty active throughout the weekend.
I didn't see him doing anything.
Yeah, neither did I.
Let's not go there. So Chubbs did pretty. I mean, I saw him put a pint away pretty well, so that was all right.
The funniest thing was when you came and freaked out when I was having a drink with him, and you're just like, "We're still working! Ah, I'm so angry! You're sitting there drinking Chubbs. Mike's really hard. He's allowed to have a drink, but you haven't done anything."
Exactly, that's how we operate. Chubbs knows what to expect nowadays.
When Chris was getting angry, was he still calling him Chubbs despite you being really angry?
You were
quite possible. I'll let you continue, Chubbs.
Oh, it was so embarrassing. All the little kids were around, the dancing kids.
Oh, it wasn't like that.
And then one of the dancing kids actually thought that Chris was yelling at her, and she started crying. And the mother stood up in the middle of the whole bar, and she looked furious, right? And she looked like she was about to yell at Chris. And then she turns to the daughter and she says, "Stop crying! You're a winner! Winners do not cry!" That happened.
Yeah. That did happen. Yeah.
Of course. Dan, are you done?
Dan needs a shout out, of course. Dan. He was helping, with various things, the Halo stream, stuff like that. We had Ginger Sammy K lurking. Have we lost audio? Or is everyone just looking weird again?
No,
we're alright. So Ginger Sammy K lurking, he was doing a lot of stuff on the till, stuff like that. The security, need a shout out, Big Paul. Did his job as usual. No, Mike, we can't hear you in response to that. So, we can. Alright, okay. Yeah, no, we're alright.
Talk, by the way, Mike, if you wanted to hear you.
Yeah. And then yes, I think that's pretty much everyone who had an involvement. Oh, of course, we had Matt doing the Halo stream as well. He did a lot of the graphics pre-event, so people who appreciated the stream.
Matt was amazing. Matt deserves the same level of shout out as everyone else, but an extra special hug from me.
Yeah, I think. But Matt's a very easy guy to overlook because he's always kind of in the background doing various things and stuff. So yeah, big shout out to Matt, who obviously deserves a good name check because he did do a lot over the weekend, and with the run up to the event, he made the stream look a lot more glamorous.
And he really just kind of there's something missing from kind of the Halo streaming area, and no one could really put their finger on it because it was one of those elements that just wasn't that important. to the whole scenario, and everything eventually started working. And like Matt worked really hard on that. Dan worked hard. Adamski was trying to get the audio working. Jules and everyone were really working hard on it. But there was just that one little thing that wasn't there, like a certain someone, or I'm not even sure. I can't even think.
Can't remember his name now.
Anyways, so no thanks to that person, and thanks, of course, Tim, who Josh mentioned. And then all the commentators, of course, who worked their asses off. You had Jules. We had Miles Ross, a.k.a.
Miles.
over from Australia, who was came back to the merry old England for a couple weeks, and he took time out of that trip to come up and hang out with us fools, which is pretty neat. And he seemed to thoroughly enjoy himself. And
do you think he's the most popular guy in gaming?
It's funny because Tim was like, I like Miles. Miles is a good guy.
Everybody, you can't not like Miles, that's the thing. Yeah. Everybody likes him.
He's a dead nice guy.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy. But, that's the game moment out of the way. So shout out to all the commentators. Oh, shout out to Frez as well. Or Frez, is that how you say his name?
Fruz.
Fruz. Sorry, Fruz, yeah. Another Gears of War guy who's, again, very active in the community. Every time I looked over, he was chipping in or whatever, so he did a good job over the weekend as well.
I would also like to thank Mr. Nick Mitchell, who is not only hosting this call right now.
We've already thanked Nick once. I think he's going to get a bit headed if we keep doing this.
You guys stole some of my people, okay? I'm just filling back in the people who I want to thank. Leave me alone. Of course, Ainsley we thanked. He's pretty good. Raza is Ryan Dunn. We now call him Razzle Kicks. That is his new name. He worked. The kid definitely has attention deficit disorder.
As his hood is stapled to the top of his head as well, so he can't.
Starts off without the hood on the Friday morning, but then by like 9 o'clock at night on Friday night, he's got the hood like stapled to his head and it's not leaving.
He had to just in case if he wanted to get down there straight away. He just thought, screw it, I'm putting a hood up. There's something else about to give a shout.
Kicks worked really hard, and his attention was definitely on the main stage.
I liked the nickname that he came up with for the guy we call Eating Mess, who's now called Eating Semen. I thought that was a bit of a classic.
You're dead homophobic today, aren't you, mate?
A classic Razzle Kicks thing. That doesn't mean to say it's homophobic, does it? I'll shout out to Hug. Did a lot of work, didn't he, on the PS3 stream, so you can get another shout out. Again, he might be getting a bit greedy with the shout out, so we'll probably scale them back a bit. And then obviously shout out to all the guys doing coverage. I
wasn't done yet.
All right, Mike, you're back in. I'm just gonna go. See you later.
The coverage. Who cares? You're just thanking Deserto people. We're thanking real people. I like to thank all the commentators still. I mentioned the Halo guys. I haven't mentioned the Call of Duty guys. We had Rel. We had Benson, who was making his EGL debut. He was a debutante, and he did a fantastic job. Of course, Tunny, who is always excellent. And, of course, we had a missing one. Gucci! Alex Gooch. A fine specimen of a commentator. And that was it for the Call of Duty guys. And the PS3 guys and the Gears of War commentators, I have no idea who commentated because I didn't really go
You admitted it. Yeah, I was waiting for you to try and have a guess.
Yeah.
Trapstar and Waddles for Gears of War mainly, but quite a few of the community members chipped in. So all around,
for the Gears. Watch that now.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Trapstar's voice, which managed to remain within the venue for the entirety of the event. Whereas at the end of EGL, the previous one or whatever, he was like, yeah. He barely said anything as well. He was just milking it, wasn't he?
He was still, towards the end of the event, it was going. He had to stop commentating for the finals because he was.
He just completely lost his voice.
No, I'm talking EGL 7.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was starting to go again. Yeah, so he had to stop commentating.
Oh no, it's all
fatigue from commentating. He's obviously did our job, So.
Sweating he was.
And you can continue your little shout outs to your buddies there, Chris.
This is the longest of all time.
We need to thank them all. I said we would, and we were going to do it in the post, but then I thought we'll do it on the podcast because on we can show that we know everyone's names. Sorry, I didn't know one person's name.
Come on, Michael. Right, so I'm willing to draw a line under it now. I think everyone, if you haven't had a shout out, then you need to work harder next time.
So, Dave, and if you want to be a part of our show notes next time, all you have to do is go to our website, egl.tv, and then open up your email and write an email to support@egl.tv and tell us that you want to help us. Or you can get in touch with us on the Twitter and tweet us, and we will reply. There was a man on Facebook who got in touch with us who wants to help with IT stuff. And maybe he will become part of the crew, the EGL crew. And we're going to have, apparently, Chris has, he's been trying to convince us that we need to get badass jerseys for the staff and fancy polo shirts.
Yeah, I'd like to get fitted polo shirts rather than what we're currently wearing, which is an embroidered tent.
It's they're awful, and you're all got large as well, so it's the worst on me. It looks like a cape.
Yeah, and you're no superhero by any stretch, despite having the name Jesus. So,
but he is Jesus.
He is Jesus. Be afraid. Be very afraid. No, I mean, at one point, me and Dan tried to fit into an extra large. I think it was an extra large top. Both of us got it on, and it was the worst day ever.
Why?
Chris started panicking. Chris started panicking for a second. He was like, get it off.
The collar was on my neck, and all of a sudden Dan leant forward, and it was just fully choking me, and I was like, right, it needs to go off, get it off now, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience. I immediately regretted it, to be honest, so it didn't have a lot of give.
Awesome, yeah, so.
And that's that. That's the end of the thing.
All right, I guess that's all we're going to talk about now. So, thank you for joining us for this this journey. We hope it's been a journey for yourself, and it's because it's been a journey for us. And I feel like there's a bit more of an emotional connection between you at home and us here in the varying locations around.
Well, yeah.
Home communities. Anyways, that has been EGL Live for August 21st.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yes.
Cool. That's awesome.
Cool. What are we doing now?
I don't